So I didn't do a review for last week, as last week was my birthday, and that was the week that had a lot of really good content on the last Wednesday there, because there was a lot of interesting stuff with Konosuba, but as well as Chaos Child. And Chaos Child last week, it did confirm some things I was speculating, and some of the commenters of the videos were also speculating with the fact that our main character Taku does have some sort of reality manipulation, something within his mind he's creating, and that does get confirmed, but there's also a bit more, as there is also psychic powers on top, which is really interesting, because if we take a look back at, say, Chaos Head, basically it was all just kind of D-swords manifesting these weapons and kind of fighting delusions, and it wasn't really anything more than that, I found. But with Chaos Head or Chaos Child here, I always get them backwards. But I feel like there's just way more. There's way more content and substance. Sure, there is D-swords, as we do see the blonde girl, I forget her name, but she's holding a D-sword, and I can't remember within any of the past episodes if we've seen any of the characters with a D-sword or not. We could have in near the beginning of the series, but anyway, she is holding her D-sword, but there is a psychic power for each one of them, but also there is this way of bringing things in reality. Things in his delusions can become real, similar in the original series here. I do like how that's already been kind of confirmed, as a lot of these series in the kind of semicolon universe, they don't really make sense until around the episode 8 mark. Now granted, we're at the episode 6 mark, so it's not crazy that it's been revealed already. It's just nice to see that they already answered some questions, but they're still leaving it room open to so much more. As this is a series that when it reveals major information, there's always more information that is yet to be revealed. And I like that about these series, because they always keep you interested up until the final episode. And I have to say, like, I know some people want this to be a 2-core, and I was at that mentality myself, but this truly does feel like the halfway point, because this is confirmed, it's either 12 or 13, I forget the exact episode count, but this is confirmed to be 12 or 13 episodes, and I have to say, this does feel like around the halfway point to me. I don't think I need more than this. Now granted, things could change and I could feel like there's too much information packed later on, and I'm sure people who have played the source material are going to say, no, it's crazy, it's going to be a rushed mess, but so far, I like the pacing, and this truly does feel like the halfway mark. I feel like we're at the halfway mark and I can see the end in sight. I don't know exactly where it's going to go, as we are setting up for this bigger picture. I think her name is Senri or something like that. The crazy like pyrotech girl who's literally seems to be behind all these murders and whatnot. But I mean, we don't exactly know how it's all happened. We don't know who all the Gigalomaniacs are. We do know that our main character, as the blonde girl there, she is obviously one, but we don't know if the other members of this club are going to be them or not. You would assume so, because that's generally how this Chaos series goes, is all of the main characters eventually have some sort of power. But I would appreciate it if they didn't go that route and just only some of them had their power. But this was an interesting episode, especially coming off of last week, as there is these answers. We do know how these delusions are working, and I have to say, when they go into his mentality, when things are breaking, things that only he can see, things that are creeping into reality, I love how they do the animation. It's kind of like this noise, as they add this noise and kind of distort things to make it look crazy, so you get the sense that this isn't quite real, but it could be. I think it's a really brilliant touch that Silverlink's doing, but I really do like how they're handling the animation. It definitely can dip in just more simpler scenes, like you can see throughout the episode when they're all talking, and it's kind of like a medium-sized shot. There definitely was a lack of detail when characters are talking, but that's what you expect, and you expect that sort of thing to be polished up in the Blu-ray and DVDs. But in terms of the actual quality usually per episode, I think it's generally pretty high, especially when they want to kick it up a notch. But the series overall, it's interesting because there is always this question of, why is this happening? And like, we know exactly what Taku's power is. We know why things are happening. We know why things are linking up to him. And we know that one of them is going to be the next target. And they did survive one of these nights that they shouldn't have. But I'm really interested to see how this ends, because I really don't have an idea of where this could end. I don't know exactly what they're going to do. Are they going to stop the person behind it? Are we going to lose main characters? Is all the main characters going to live? It's that question of why is this happening? But also, is Taku going to get a D-sword? Because D-swords were something I was not a fan of in the original series. I thought they were stupid, but I think it's mainly because just that's all it had really going for it, minus the main character's delusions, which was a fascinating concept. But I think because there's so much more than just them wielding D-swords in this series, and as far as I can remember, she's the only one who currently has one, I think it's okay if Taku got a D-sword as well. It may seem a little silly, but I think because there's all this other interesting substance to it, it doesn't feel as silly as it did in the original series. So if Taku does manifest a D-sword, I wouldn't be surprised, as they might need that to attack and kill this pyrotech girl, because she seems bloody insane. But I just think, it's interesting so far. Like, that's the easiest way to say it. It's a hard series to review, mainly because you have all these ideas in the back of your mind of where things can go, but at the core, you have to appreciate that it's keeping you invested. I think, there could be a lot of people just who didn't even try this because they got burnt out of the other series, something like that. I know some people had a bitter taste with Occultic 9, despite that being, in my opinion, a fantastic show. But I think most people who stick around this, even the people who don't like Chaos Head, like one of my friends, he hated that series, loves this series. Because there is so much more to this series. There's a lot more substance, there's a lot more creativity to it, and the cast is just far more likable. And it helps that it has a gorgeous presentation to it. But I'm really interested to see ultimately how much more it's going to connect to the original series, as there is so many similarities to it, but it really hasn't fully connected with the original series so far to me. There is, talks of things that happened in the past with the original series, but I'm just overall interested to see where it's going, because it's setting up for horrible things to happen to these characters. You have this feeling that someone's going to get their head cut off, someone's going out brutally, but it's a matter of where they're actually going with this, and that's what's keeping me interested, and that's why I've been enjoying these episodes so much. Sometimes it's very basic, but then at other times it goes bloody insane, and these past couple episodes definitely had that vibe to it. But I'm really interested to see where it goes, and also hear what people are thinking about this series so far. Where do you think this is going? Do you think Taku's going to end up getting a G-Sword similar to the other character? And also, do you expect within the next couple of episodes something majorly bad to happen? Because I'm getting a vibe that one of these characters, maybe it won't be one of the main characters, maybe it'll be one of those kids. I mean, there's just a lot happening. There's a lot of manipulations, delusions, all that craziness that we would expect in the Chaos series, but I'm having a lot of fun. And really, there wasn't a major issue with this episode, minus a couple animation bumps here or there, but at the core, it's very interesting story and character-wise, and animation-wise, it can definitely look amazing with those delusions when it wants to. So let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. Love it, hate it, and do you agree with me? This does feel like the halfway point, that it's fine for this to probably end within 12 to 13 episodes, because that's what I'm feeling at least right now. So let me know your thoughts, and be sure to hit that like button if you did enjoy the video. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.